Hi everyone, and welcome to another tutorial featuring the Pygame library. In this tutorial, I want to cover some tools that you can use when you are creating your game. Now you may be wondering, why do we need additional tools when we have already installed Pygame, a game development library for Python? And technically, you would be correct. You see, the problem with strictly using Pygame and Python for the entirety of our project has to do with time management. Using Pygame, it is possible to achieve equivalent results to those produced by the tools that we will mention, but it would be a ginormous waste of time. For example, creating levels and maps solely using Pygame can lead to several hours wasted, when instead, through the right tool, you could create an excellent level in a matter of minutes. With that being said, let's look at some of the tools that can help us with the development of our game. The first tool that we can use to help in creating a game is a website called opengameart.org. If your main focus is to publish your game, OpenGameArt is an excellent place for you to get copyright-free graphics that you can use to your heart's content. OpenGameArt includes a wide variety of characters, platforms, items, bullets, and pretty much anything else you would need for your game. One of the authors that I highly recommend is named Kenny, and he creates several colorful graphics that not only range from characters and platforms, but to entire levels as well. The Sprite Resource is another great website that you can use to get images. The Sprite Resource is mostly focused on sprite sheets, which obviously implies that it is more character-based. What's great about the Sprite Resource is that it features thousands of sprite sheets containing some of the most iconic characters ever found in the gaming industry. If you are looking for an iconic character, 9 times out of 10, the Sprite Resource is the best place to look. In fact, the Sprite Resource is where we will get our sprites when we begin programming our game in the next lesson, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Continuing on with sprites and graphics, we turn our focus to the GIMP image editor. Getting free images from the internet is great. However, with anything that comes free, there is almost always a string attached. In the case of sprites, many of the images that you download will have random, unrelated backgrounds on them. Now, Pygame does have a method for removing unwanted colors from your images. It's called .set_color_key, but this method has limitations. First off, it only removes one color. Secondly, it cannot differentiate between the background and foreground. And lastly, it's extra code that isn't always necessary. Using GIMP, we can remove backgrounds in a number of minutes, and you can also do some simple touch-ups to any sprites or sprite sheets that you want. For all your picture needs, there are very few tools out there that are better than GIMP. Moving on from sprites, you will also need to incorporate sound into your game. As mentioned previously, you can use OpenGameArt to find music. Whether it will be good music, I can't exactly make any guarantees. However, I do know a place where you can find good sound effects. The website is bfxr.net, and it features a wide variety of sound effects that you can employ in your game. Now, if for whatever reason you don't enjoy any of the preset sound effects presented on their website, you can always make your own sounds through the multiple sliders and controls that are located in the center of the screen. The last tool that I have for you is very useful for designing levels and maps for your game. The tool goes by the name Tiled, and it is just a phenomenal tool that I highly recommend you check out. Having said that, I'm not 100% sure if I will utilize Tiled in our tutorial series. Nevertheless, whether I choose to use it or not, Tiled is a very competent tool, and I highly recommend that you install it regardless. That is all for the tutorial today, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments down below and I will get back to you as soon as possible. As for the tools, I'll leave several links in the description to the web pages of the tools that I mentioned, and hopefully you can expect our next Pygame tutorial to be released in the coming days, so keep your eyes out for that. And as always, please like, share, and subscribe.